Welcome in, everyone. Blessings. I hope everybody's doing good. We're going to check in and see what the weekend looks like. All right. See if we're ready for the weekend. So we see that the thumbnail looks like much like the 10 of Wands. You know, I almost feel like somebody this weekend, you know, may need you to check in on them, or maybe you need to check in on someone. Because I just feel as if, you know, you're carrying a lot of weight. Some of you have been carrying a lot of wands, you know, and I just feel as if it's okay to stop and, you know, maybe, you know, if somebody is concerned, let them in a little bit, all right? Because I just feel as if that's the energy that we're starting the weekend with. So anyway, welcome in, everyone. You know, and I just feel... Hold on, let me get the... Hi, Jenny. Jenny's Cozy Corners in the house. Woohoo! Verna, welcome in. Let's see. Notification pops up at 23:23. Would love a general reading today. All right, Jenny, listen, I'm going to pull cards here after I get done doing, you know, the zodiac. We got to go from Aries all the way through Pisces, see what the weekend looks like. And then we'll turn my attention to you guys and pull cards for everyone and see what's going on for the weekend for you guys personally, right? So if you want to stick around, that's great. And if you don't want to stick around, that's okay too. Come back, all right? Usually, I don't know, lasts maybe about 25-30 minutes before I kind of finish up with all of the signs, and then we start the live chat with all the tarot pulls. But I'm happy to read for you guys today. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right, let's begin, starting with my Aries clan. Grateful, thankful for the messages that are coming through for this weekend for all of my Aries. What's going on for my Aries for this weekend? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's already Friday afternoon where I am, but let's see what's going on for you for the next few days. All right, so listen, we got the Wheel of Fortune coming out, Aries, to the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. And, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know, the best luck that you can have is by letting something go that's not working. All right, when we have the Seven of Pentacles, I think this weekend you start to realize that you just don't want to keep putting energy into something, you know, it's been bothering you. I mean, it's not producing, it's not working for you, whatever it is. And, you know, like I said, sometimes with the Wheel of Fortune coming in like this, the best luck we have is finally throwing our hands up, surrendering and saying, you know what, I'm really done. I just can't do this anymore. It's just not working for me. So that's what I've got for you for this weekend, Aries. Welcome in, Tanisha. I think that's how we say your name. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Taurus for this upcoming weekend. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Taurus. What's going on, Taurus? Grateful, thankful for all of you. Good. All right, Taurus, we're starting out here pretty serious, all right? You know, if this is you, the energy of the King of Swords, I mean, you want to get everything in order. You want everything to be just so. So whether this is your house, whether this is paperwork, whether this is something that you've been thinking about, I just feel like that could be an energy that you are kind of leaning towards this weekend. We do have the Hanged Man coming in reverse, as well as the Ace of Pentacles also reversed. You know, I'm just wondering whether for some of you Taurus that you have bought yourself a little bit of time, or you have a little bit of time where, you know, you're a little confused. I think something was supposed to start. Maybe you were promised a position or a work situation, and maybe it's not coming through, or maybe it's delayed, or maybe you're not going to start that. Because with the Hanged Man energy coming in reverse, we're, you know, a little confused at what just happened. You know, so it could be that you have, somebody says something to you and you're like, whoa, you know, this is something I got to think about now. Like, what's my next step? Because the Hanged Man is also looking at you saying, you know, if you want to get out of this confusion, you got to start looking at what the next step is and how you can maybe free yourself up in a situation. Because if you were waiting for this position for some money, and it's going to be delayed, now you're going to have to rework things. So this is one of these weekends, Taurus. I just think you're going to have to get things in order. All right, welcome in, you guys. We've got the sun in the house, and we have something else in some kind of script that I can't comprehend, but welcome, everyone. It's nice to have you guys all in. I'm reading for the weekend. I just got started. I am moving on to my Geminis. And if you are new here and you don't know what I do, you know, I love to read cards, and I really love to read for all you guys. So when I'm done with this segment where I'm reading for the zodiac, I'm happy to pull cards for all of you guys. All right, yeah, hit the like button, people. Help me out. I'm trying to get my channel to grow. You know, I want to show up. I want you guys to show up as well. So help me out. All right, let's see what's going on for my Geminis for this weekend. Geminis. If anybody wants to timestamp this, go right ahead. All right, listen, Gemini, we got the Six of Cups coming up with the Eight of Pentacles coming in reverse. All right, listen, we can't go backwards, all right? And I feel like the Six of Cups, there could be something from the past that, you know, resurfaces that might be ticking you off. But I also feel like there is something from the past that could also lead you to the future. All right, so if you are one of these Geminis that maybe recently has lost their job, or, you know, things are just really tough and you're trying to make ends meet and you are looking for options, you know, maybe look back a little bit, you know, and see what is it that I used to do that I love to do that maybe I could do now, you know, to maybe make some money. So I think this weekend, rather than look at what has happened and the you know, oh, poor me kind of thing because things aren't working out for you, that maybe what you need to do is really focus more on what you can do next and what's positive. And, you know, a little gratitude, I think, is in order for some of you Geminis this weekend. All right, let's see. Welcome, Larry. Nice to see you in the house. Vibe Have, you're back. Welcome in. Please don't spam the reading. All right, let's see what's going on for my Cancer. Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Cancers. Let's see what's happening for all of my Cancers. Hit that like button, people. It really makes a difference. You know, it's just like I'm dealing with an algorithm thing here, you know, and it's just trying to beat it out. Maddox, welcome in. #1 fan. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on for my Cancers for this weekend. We have the Three of Pentacles coming in reversed to the Nine of Pentacles to the Nine of Swords. All right, listen, a situation's got to come to an end, all right? We've got 2 nines on the table. And, you know, Nine of Pentacles, I mean, you're okay. I think a lot of you Cancers are in a position where, you know, you're good on your own. But there is a situation that is bothering you. All right, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. We have this Nine of Swords. There could be some stress and worry over your job. Maybe some of you are questioning, you know, the future of your job. With the Three of Pentacles coming in reverse, though, I feel like, you know, don't worry, because I feel like you have a lot that you can do on your own. And here's, you know, a little magical thing, just a little tidbit about Cancers. Cancers have this ability to bring money towards them. All right, somehow you always somehow manage to find the money that you need. All right, and I feel like in this situation, you know, if, you know, the work scene isn't working out for you and you do want to branch out on your own, I think you might want to consider that. All right, but we do have a lot of stress, a lot of worry with whatever it is that's going on with you, Cancer, right now. So take care of yourself and get out of your head. All right, a lot of times when we are in this energy of the Nine of Swords, it's because we know something needs to come to an end. And this weekend, I think, you know, everything comes to a head and you're going to realize that the next step is, you know, put something to an end and start over again. All right, so that's what I've got for you. All right, Cancer. Sandeep, welcome in. Max, nice to see you. Nice to see you guys coming in. Welcome in, everyone. We've got a few people in the chat. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. I'm Raven Black Star. I like to come on here and do a couple readings throughout the week and then pull cards for you guys. So if you are interested, and you don't have to stick around for this part, I'm just going to go through all the zodiac signs for the weekend. But once I'm done there, I open myself up to pull cards for all of you guys. So if you would like that, oh, look, Max, I got a new subscriber. Thank you for that, Max. Much appreciated. Hi, Carolina. Nice to see you. Joe. All right, Joe, if you're not going to be nice, then you got to go away. That's just how this channel works. All right. All right, let's see what's going on for all of you guys. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Leo. Let's move on so that we can, you know, go through this so that I can get to you guys a lot faster. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for my Leos for this weekend. What can you tell me, dear Tarot? Hi from Canada. We got Cray Cray in the house. Welcome. And Tara. Nice to see you. Let's find out what's going on with my Leos for this weekend. One more shuffle. Welcome in, you guys. It's nice to have you guys all in the house. Don't forget to hit the like button. All right, let's see what's going on for you. Leo, listen, you know, I feel like something good shows up for you. You get a wish. All right, so something comes through, which I think could be good for you. It could be good for your kids. It could be, I just feel like something really good kind of shows up for you this weekend. You probably need this. All right, because we do have the Four of Swords energy. I think you've been in a place where you could use a little lift, you know? So this genie, I feel, brings a wish your way this weekend, and I like that. Six of Cups also, I feel like, you know, if you are around your friends and your family, those people really, really close to you, I think that's where you're going to be happiest this weekend, Leo. You know, there's something really troubling you. We do have the Four of Swords energy. I don't think you want anybody to know. I think you're kind of on your own right now with this Four of Swords. And, you know, you're trying to process, all right? And a lot of times when we have the Four of Swords energy, it's solitary. You know, we don't really want to talk about it. We just want to go and sit in our little space and kind of, you know, see how we ourselves, you know, individually can probably push through whatever it is that's really bothering you. And I think maybe you being with people you really love this weekend, Leo, is why it's coming up this way. It'd be really good. And like I said, I'm just feeling like you need a little uplift from the universe that, you know, you are included, not forgotten, and everything is going to be okay. All right, Leo, so that's what I've got for you. Just November things. No, I haven't done Capricorn yet. I'm so happy you guys are saying hello to each other. That makes me happy. All right, next up is Virgo. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Virgos for this weekend. What's going on for all of my Virgos? It's nice to see you guys all in the chat. Welcome to all the new people. Like, comment, share, say hi. Neon, welcome in. Nice to see you. Stick around. I'm almost finished. I think I'm halfway there. I am on to my Virgos. We're going to see what's going on for the weekend for all of my Virgos. Grateful, thankful for the messages. Hit that like button, people. Help me out. All right. Let's see. Virgo, what's going on? We have the Five of Pentacles coming in reverse. I like this. You know, Virgo, I feel as if things are turning for you. You know, if you haven't had money, if you haven't felt like, if you've been feeling a little alone, I feel like this weekend, you know, you don't feel so alone. And we do have the Two of Cups showing up. So some of you Virgos may find yourself meeting someone. I do have this Knight of Pentacles energy here. This could be somebody very, very solid and grounded. Maybe not the most exciting person. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles isn't somebody that, you know, sets you on fire, but they're very solid. They're very sober. And I think you like them. And I think, you know, this may be somebody that really interests you. So for many Virgos out there, it wouldn't surprise me if you fall in love this weekend. And if not, you know, I think you are definitely on a path where, I feel like with this Five of Pentacles and this Knight of Pentacles, you are ready to do the work to pull yourself out of a place where you may not have had what you needed. So a really great weekend for you, Virgo. So I'm happy to see that. All right, let's see what's going on. Nope, no, I haven't done Pisces. Let's see who's next. We've got Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. I need to do all of them, and then I'm going to turn my attention to all of you guys, all right? Hi, Artie. Welcome in. Libra, you're next. Maybe this will resonate for you. You're a Leo who has Virgo parents. How was that growing up, having two Virgo parents? I love the sign of Virgo, but, you know, a Virgo, you can't tell anything to a Virgo. I mean, they know what they're doing. They know how to do it. And I know many Virgos that are like that. So to have parents like that, wow. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Libra. Welcome in, Jean. Nice to see you, Carol. Happy Friday to everyone. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for my Libras. Let's see what's going on. All right, Libra, we've got the Sun card coming in upside down to the Judgment card. What's going on? So listen, Libra, you know, on the outside, you're going to, you know, act like everything is hunky-dory, but it's not, all right? There's something, you know, you're not really happy about, and I think, you know, you're keeping it to yourself, all right? You know, so if there is a situation that you are dealing with, it could be around work. We do have the Three of Pentacles showing up. Maybe something happened at work. I don't know. I'm just feeling like, you know, on the outside, you're going to act like everything is pretty cool, but it's not, all right? Libra, I mean, you are feeling like, you know, again, you need, you know, a little bit of a lift, just like Leo, you know, but we do have the Judgment card showing up here in the middle of this weekend. So I feel like, you know, you have this awakening. You know, maybe you realize that whatever it is that's going on, you're not as happy and you want to make some changes. With the Three of Pentacles showing up here, it wouldn't surprise me if it's around work. Maybe you want to make some changes around your work. Maybe you're in a position now where you could teach, because this guy, he's showing these kids, you know, how to do something. So I think this weekend, you know, there is this need for you to kind of make some changes so that you are happy again. All right, Libra, so that's what I've got for you. Hi, Shrenik. Welcome in. Holly, Lily. Nice to see you, Guy. All right, we got some letters there saying hello, hello. To the HSOXSJ, whoever you are. I want to include you in my happy hellos. You know, I always feel like, you know, it's really important for me to say your name. Everybody wants to feel included. Everybody wants to be validated. And I just want to make sure I'm validating you guys in the chat. All right, so let's move on so that I can really pay attention to what's going on in the chat. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Scorpios. What's coming on for my Scorpios for this weekend? Hi, Mandy. Welcome in. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Scorpios. Thanks, Holly. Sure appreciate that. Liked and subscribed. Everybody follow Holly's lead. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Help me turn my numbers around. All right, let's see what is going on for all of my Scorpio. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Scorpio for this weekend. All right, Scorpio, we're starting out with the Magician coming in reversed, all right? So, you know, you don't force things to happen, all right? Because the Magician reversed, you know, this is you trying to manipulate a situation that maybe you just need to leave well enough alone, all right? Because we also have the Chariot coming in reverse, right? If you try to force something this weekend, Scorpio, I just feel like it's going to backfire. All right, and then, you know, you got nothing to stand on because you did it yourself. All right, so be careful of that, whatever that is. I just feel like, you know, a lot of you guys, you know, might find yourself, you know, in a worse position, you know, because you tried to force something to happen than if you just let it be. And for other Scorpios, we got the Chariot card coming in reverse. Be careful of travel, all right? So getting from point A to point B, Scorpio, could be a little challenging. You could have car trouble. You know, just give yourself extra time, you know, for traffic and things of that nature, Scorpio, because I just feel like there could be some real frustration this weekend just trying to get around the block. All right, so that's what I've got for you. Hi, Anna. Welcome in. Look at me, I got some numbers in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. Happy to see you in the chat room. Don't forget to hit the like button, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you are new here, listen, I like to pull cards for you guys. It's my favorite thing to do, is to pull cards for you guys personally. So stick around if you would like a card pull. If we get really, really busy, it's going to have to be like a lottery. But, you know, we're, I think, slow enough that I can probably get to everybody. Yeah, so, you know, stick around. And I'll pull a card for you, right? All right, let's move on. We are on to my Sagittarians. Grateful, thankful for my Saggies. What's going on for my Sagittarians for this weekend? Leo, welcome in, Leo Augusto. Nice to see you, Loretta. And I said hi. Shrenik, welcome in. All right, Holly, this one's for you. You're a Sag. Let's find out what the weekend looks like for Sagittarians. Sagittarian, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm a Sag Rising. Oh, look, this card wanted to stay out. All right, we got the King of Swords. There could be somebody really difficult that we end up dealing with this weekend. Could be a family member, you know, because we do have the Six of Cups sitting right next to him. So, yeah, if you have somebody who could be a little ornery, a little grumpy this weekend in the family, let them be, you know. Sometimes we need well enough to know alone. But, you know, this is somebody, too, that I wonder, and I wonder if this is your person, all right, because we do have the Two of Cups, or somebody who is really, really close to, you know, that you have a real connection with. They might say something that stings, all right, because, listen, this King of Swords, they just, I think sometimes they have a sharp tongue. And I'm just feeling like, you know, they could be the one thing. Don't let them take it down, because I feel like it happens at the beginning of the weekend. By the end of the weekend, I think things kind of pull out. But don't let this person, whatever it is that they say to you, get you down, all right? You know, I think it's more on them than on you, all right? But this King of Swords is not an easy energy to contend with this weekend. So whoever that might be, I know who that is in my world. I mean, it could be somebody who, you know, your partner, you know, where one of the things I'm picking up, okay, with this King of Wands and this energy of this person this weekend, I'm just wondering whether or not they said that they would help you and then they don't help you, and then they said they would do something and then they don't say something, and then if you say something, then they turn around and they say something to you, and now, you know, everybody's, you know, hurt. Because we said things, all right? That's the kind of energy I get with you today for this weekend, Sagittarius. So that's what I've got for you. So be careful of that. Don't let them take you down. Don't let anybody dim your light. I mean, because you got some really good energies. You know, you got the Six of Cups. That means, you know, you like the people that you're with. You know, you like to make good memories and have a good time. And we have the Two of Cups also coming in. So, you know, things I think are going to turn out really good for you, Sag. All right, let's move on to my Capricorn. Grateful, thankful for all of my Cappies. Welcome in, you guys. Nice to have you all in the house. So, Jenny, I just want you to know that I'm going to start with you when I finish this segment, all right? Because you've been here through the whole thing. I really appreciate you, and I haven't forgotten you. All right, so I just want you to know that when it comes to the card pulls, I am starting with Jenny's Cozy Corner. All right, grateful, thankful for my messages for my Capricorn. What's going on for all of my Cappies? Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Capricorns. All right, yeah, Perna, you too. All right, let's see what's going on, Capricorn. We have the Four of Cups starting out your weekend to the Four of Wands. All right, listen, I'm feeling like when it comes to structures this weekend, all right, and we got the Moon in Capricorn, and the Moon doesn't like to be in Capricorn because there's all these emotions that are attached to what it is you're doing, and Capricorns don't like the emotional part of life. You know, can we just stick to business and, you know, be all right? But I feel like with this Four of Cups coming in and the Four of Wands, there is some situation that has left you a little unsettled, you know, something that I think you really wanted to see happen. It didn't happen, you know, with this Four of Wands. It could also be a situation between you and somebody, because here, you know, we have two people here and, you know, you were really, really close, and maybe something happened between the two of you that kind of set you apart a little bit. The fact that we have the Magician coming in as a final outcome, I feel like, you know, maybe things have just changed between the two of you. And in accepting that there has been some change, there can be some resolution. The Magician makes things happen. And I think, you know, how things were between you and this person are no longer. You know, things have changed. You know, we see that this building has crumbled behind them. We've got the snake shedding the skin. And I think, you know, you and this person or whatever it is, that I think you guys have grown. And in growing, you know, we have to redefine who we are to each other now. But I do feel like with the Magician coming out as a final outcome, Capricorn, that I think you guys are going to make it through this. And I think you guys are going to find some resolution. All right, so I think good things are happening for you and this person. Even if, you know, it's just, you know, it's one of these things, you know, I'll take my ex-husband for instance. You know, as a married couple, we did not do well at all. But as soon as we divorced, we became really, really good friends. You know, to hear, you know, today, many, many, many years later, you know, he is in, you know, struggling with his health, and you know, I'm there for him. I'm helping him out. I'm not going to leave him high and dry. You know, so I think you redefine this relationship so that everybody ends up, you know, feeling good about how the two of you guys really are. All right, Aquarius and Pisces, last two. That's what I got for you guys for the weekend. Grateful, thankful. Hi, Carol. Hi, Richard. Just November things. Welcome in, Just November things. How are you? All right, Aquarius, let's see what's going on for you for this weekend. Now, this is just a short period of time. I mean, this is like 72 hours, you know, so energies are always changing and always moving. So it's just a short period of time. If it worked, great. If it resonated, that's terrific. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. All right, check your other signs and make sure that they come through. You know, maybe there's a message over there and not your sun sign, but your rising sign, or maybe it's your north node that resonates, you know, whatever. Listen to those. All right, let's see what's going on for my Aquarians. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, this card is wanting to stay out on the table. So we've got you really thinking about a situation. I feel like it's someone. You know, maybe you met someone in a social scenario and, you know, I think you liked them. I think you met someone, Aquarius. And then we have the star, you know, also coming out, you know, and then we have the 9 of Wands. Listen, you know, immediately I felt, oh my goodness, you know, not me. They'll never look at me. They don't really want to be with me. They'll never want to be with me, you know. Remain hopeful, right? Because I do feel as if there is someone, and there could be somebody from your past, all right? Because we have the 9 of Wands energy. This could be somebody who, you know, maybe in your past you tried to make it work and it didn't work. Maybe you run into them. I'm just feeling like there is someone that, you know, you still want to remain very hopeful for. And with that star card showing up here, I'm just wondering whether or not, you know, the possibility is there for you to reconnect with someone from your past. You know, if not, somebody, definitely somebody who you met, you know, in some kind of a social context. So go out this weekend, Aquarius, if you've been wanting to meet someone, because I do think you might meet somebody, you know, so let's see. Let's see if that really happens for you. All right, Pisces. Let's find out what is going on with all my fishies. Grateful, thankful for the messages. This is the last one. And then I'm going to turn around and, you know, maybe get a different deck and, you know, talk to you guys in the chat and start pulling some cards. All right, Pisces, grateful for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my fishies, all my Pisces for this weekend. What can you tell me to tell Pisces for this weekend? All right, so listen, Pisces, I feel as if, you know, there could be somebody that you are dealing with. We have the Page of Cups coming in here reversed, and we have the 7 of Wands reversed. I feel like there's something you want to say to somebody. It's almost like somebody, how, you know, steps in front of you. All right, so it's like, you know, here with the 7 of Wands coming in reverse, it's like you didn't get an opportunity to kind of say something. I think that left you feeling some kind of way, all right? And here we have the 5 of Wands coming in reverse. We got this Page of Cups coming in reverse. And we got the 8 of Swords. Don't let what happened, let it get in your way. I feel like you were dealing with somebody who, you know, they were a little shady. I think they had, you know, they were up to no good. I think they were trying to sabotage you. Whatever the situation was, it left you feeling a little unnerved. We do have the 8 of Swords coming in reverse. Don't let it get to you, all right? I just feel like somebody undermined you, stepped in front of you, you know, did something to you that, you know, just didn't sit right. And like I said, don't let that dominate the energy for your weekend, because I do feel as if, you know, there's something better waiting for you this weekend if you kind of let it go, all right? So don't let that person, because they're immature, you know, the Page of Cups is coming in reverse. This is somebody who's not, you know, they're young, they're stupid, right? Don't let whatever it is that happened, they're not that important that you need to make them important, all right, Pisces? And I do see the Ten of Pentacles coming in as an overall energy. So I like, that you can pull out this weekend. And I think everything you want to do that, really makes you feel good, focus on that and you'll have a really great weekend. All right, Pisces. So that's what I've got for you. All right. It's your turn, you guys. You ready? You're welcome. What is it? You're a wizard, Harry. Are you a wizard, Harry? I met a wizard many, many years ago. I met a wizard. I mean, for real. It just kind of tripped me out. He was tall. I mean, really tall. Like, taller than 6 feet. Skinny. He wore this white outfit. He had this long beard, and he had long fingernails, and he kept doing this with his fingers. And it was just really crazy. All right, so listen. Let me ring my bell over here. Burn a little bit more cedar. Clear the energies. Yeah, crazy. And then I saw a wizard in the clouds. And this was in New Jersey. I was driving down, it was Woodbridge. I want to say Woodbridge. I mean, this is many years ago. And I was with my friend, and we were heading to the art store. I was going to buy some art supplies. And in the clouds, there was this wizard with stars and his hat and everything else. And my friend didn't see it. I mean, here we are stuck in traffic on this bridge. And I'm like, you don't see the wizard in the clouds? And she's like, no. I said, it's right there. I said, do you see he's got a beard? Anyway, I've seen the wizard. All right, Jenny, let's start with you. I hope you guys are all good. The magician. Yeah, the wizard, the magician. Anyway, maybe it's because I've got an Aquarian moon. So I've got that magician kind of energy. All right, let's see what's going on. Jenny, do you have a question? I don't know if you have a question. We have to go way, way back in the chat. Let's see. Jenny, I don't know if you have a question. Would love a general reading today. All right, Jenny, are you still good with the general reading? Let's start with you. Grateful, thankful for my friend Jenny here. Jenny would like a reading, so what is it that you can tell me to tell Jenny? I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot for you guys. What was I using? The Spellcasters. I feel like I gotta start saying these things, copyright stuff. Anyway, Jenny, this card's for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Jenny's Cozy Corner. Been here through the whole reading. Grateful, thankful for her energy, her vibe. What can you tell me to tell her? All right, let's see what's going on, Jenny. All right, first card out for you is the Sun card coming in reverse. So, all right, there's something that, you're not letting people in. You're acting like everything is okay, and it's not. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, but it's going to be okay, all right? We've got the Ten of Pentacles sitting here on the Sun card. So I feel like, you're going to come into some good luck. I think, there's definitely a turn for something much better. So, Jenny, if you have been a little concerned, a little worried, I just feel like this Ten of Pentacles is saying, don't worry, relax. Everything you need is going to manifest for you. So that's what I've got for you, Jenny. All right, let's see, Perna. Let's get you next. All right, grateful, thankful for Perna. She comes around regularly. I sure can just for you, November. Just November things. But let me get Perna first. All right, grateful, thankful for Perna. She comes around all the time. It's nice to see her in the chat. So let's see what it is. Let's see, these are the people that I remember from the very beginning of the reading. So they've stuck around here for at least a half hour. I got to honor them. So Perna, let's find out what message do I have for you today. All right, Perna, your card coming out is the King of Cups to the Empress. I feel like somebody's got their eye on you. I like the energy of this king. Listen, Perna, if you are wanting to get pregnant or you're thinking about pregnancy, I mean, you could get pregnant or maybe you hear of somebody being pregnant. But I definitely feel like there is somebody who's got their eye on you. And I think they see you as a good catch. And I think they see that you are somebody that could be somebody, you know, very important in the family dynamics, such as mom down the road. So that's what I'm getting for you, Perna. I don't know whether or not you've had love on your mind, or even if you've been wondering yourself if you've been pregnant, but we do have, you know, you've been in your head a little bit, you know, so I think it's time for you to get out of your head and face whatever it is that's going on between you and your person head on, because I feel like they really like you. And I think they see you as a very good catch. All right, so that's what I got for you, Perna. All right, let's see. Who can I read for next? Wait, let's go to November things. Just November things. Thorns. Oh, thorn. I wonder if there's a thorn coming towards you. All right, let's see. Just November things. Let's find out what's going on for you. Pulling a card for you. Just those things in November. What's going on for this one over here? Grateful, thankful for their energy, for coming in, being a part of my channel. What card can I pull for just November things? What can you tell me to tell just November things? Are you ready? Here comes your card. This card is for you. All right, here comes. We've got the Four of Wands. Now that is a happy card. You may be going somewhere. There could be some event, a celebration. Maybe it's for you. Maybe you are going to somebody else's celebration. It could be a wedding, a graduation, a party in general. But I do see you enjoying yourself and having a really, really great time. So I like that, you know, Eight of Pentacles, you know, maybe there is a celebration because you're not doing this job that you're doing, or something has finally come to an end. When we have the Eight of Pentacles, it's about breaking a cycle. And I feel as if some cycle has been broken. That is really, really good for you, you know, just November. So I think, you know, there are good things. And when we have the Eight of Pentacles coming in reverse, there could be a situation around money. You know, I think they're going to turn. Honestly, I really feel like, you know, things are going to turn. I'm feeling there's love coming towards you. We have the Ace of Cups. Whoever this person is, you know, I feel like they could be long-term. If you're not married, that could be happening for you, just November things. You know, but the Eight of Pentacles, you know, I think there is some concern around work. And that kind of an energy, and I think you can turn it around, because when we have the energy of an ace showing up, magic is in the air. So, and you know, you're feeling good, so I think, you know, good things are around the corner for you. All right, so that's what I got for you, just November things. Holly, let's do it for Holly. What's going on for Holly? Grateful, thankful for my friend Holly. Just a general reading, Holly. Are you still out there? I'm shuffling. I'll give you a minute here. Okay, just a general card for Holly. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Holly. Bandana, you're a new subscriber. I'll get you next, all right? New subscriber here. Really happy. Really happy about my new subscriber. But I'm pulling a card right now for Holly. Let's see what's going on for Holly. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Holly. What can you tell me to tell Holly? All right, Holly, you ready? All right, your card is that of the Ten of Wands. So listen, you're almost there, okay? If you've been trying to reach a goal, I feel like you're almost there. But I'm also feeling, Holly, that, you know, there is something that you have been carrying for a long time. It may be time to let it go, all right? This could be baggage. This could be just, you know, something that you wanted to change. I'm just feeling like with this Ten of Wands, Holly, it's time to let it go, whatever it is. You don't need to carry it anymore. You're so close to, you know, being where you need to be, you know, that to bring this with you, it's just not necessary. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Holly. All right, Bandana. We got a new subscriber here. Thank you for being a new subscriber. Really appreciate that. All right, Bandana, you want to know whether or not, let's see, did Aksha miss me during leaving the job? I'm not sure. Let's find out whether or not they missed you, all right? We'll start there. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for Bandana. Let's see, did they miss you? You know, I think they did. You know, I think, you know, and I also feel like in their travels, you know, you know, they'll be back. I think they did miss you, though, for sure. All right? So without really fully understanding that question, that's how I'm going to answer that one. All right, let's see. Who's next? General reading for the next 3 months for Vibe have. I know you were here yesterday, so let's check out and see what the next 3 months. What's the overall theme for Vibe have for the next 3 months? Grateful, thankful for their energy. What can you tell me to tell them about the next 3 months? Let's see. We'll pull 3 cards out and see what that looks like. All right, Vibe have. 3 cards for you. Ooh, let's see. First card, I see you making a decision. And whatever decision it is that you make over the course of the next 3 months, I feel like it's going to bring you a lot of stability, a lot of independence. I think it's a good move, whatever it is that you are wanting to make. It is going to require an ending, you know. So I feel like, you know, in making a new move, the ending could be a little difficult, all right? Because the Ten of Swords is not an easy energy. It's not, you know, it's painful. All right, so whatever the ending is that's happening in the next 3 months, it's something that's been going on for a while. It hasn't been good for you, and I feel like that too comes to an end. But a good 3 months for you in front of you, Vihab. All right, so that's what I've got for you. All right, Lily. Job seeking progress for you this year. Let's find out. All right, Lily, you still out there? You're welcome, Vihab. Welcome in, Amruta. Welcome, welcome. Carolina, welcome in. All right, let's see. Who's next? Lily, I'm looking for you right now. Some information about job-seeking progress. What can you tell me about job-seeking progress for Lily for this year? Grateful, thankful for Lily, her energy, messages. Ooh, this card wants to come out. So the Ace of Swords comes out in the Judgment card. All right, this is what I'm feeling, all right? The Ace of Swords is you getting this idea, a really, really great idea. And then we have the Judgment card. If you run with this idea, I feel like you will have a lot of success, Lily, all right? Because I do feel like there's going to be a lot of progress when it comes to your career and what it is you do. But whatever this idea is, you know, I just feel like it's you. All right, whatever this idea is, it's you. So in it being you, Lily, I feel like you're guaranteed success because this is your thing. So I do see something really good for you by the end of the year. Good for you, Lily. We should all have that kind of luck, right? All right, let's see who's here. S. Sale. Is that how you say it? S-Sale. Will you be successful in book writing? Oh, Shivani. I know a Shivani. All right, Shivani, you out there? Shivani. Oh, yes, you are. You're still out there. All right, Shivani, this one's for you. We're going to find out whether or not you'll be successful in writing your book. Lily, I've already forgotten your cards. I've already moved on. Oh, that was totally a channeled message. You're going to have to refresh my memory if you want to have some clarification. All right, let's see. Shivani, what's going on for you? Are you going to have success with your book writing? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Shivani. All right, so listen, you've got to start. All right? The Page of Wands. Quit talking about it. I feel like you have to start. I don't feel like you have the confidence that you are going to be successful in it. Queen of Pentacles reverse. But if you start on it, you will be successful. So you have to believe that you will make it. But, you know, you yourself have to believe that your book is going to be a success. Because without that, you've got nothing. All right, so get to work. Get to work. But the answer is no to the book you are thinking of writing. I don't see that. But I think, you know, there is something out there that you have to really kind of hunker down on. You know, writing is an internal kind of thought process that comes out into reality, you know. So let it flow. Don't be afraid to start, all right? Because you may be surprised. Because I do feel like if you really start, there's this channeling that will happen. And you will be surprised how far it will go. Because the Page of Wands is, this is really, really great. It's, adventurous. It's really exciting. And then it moves to the Knight of Wands, where there's a lot of travel and having a good time. And the final outcome, ends up being that King of Wands, Well, that's somebody who's international. So you got to believe that your book can be international. All right, next. Who's next? Your Wizard Harry. I want to do a career work reading for my wizard over here. Finding out my wizard. Grateful, thankful for the wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Let's find out about your career. What's going on with the wizard's career? What can you tell me? All right, listen, we got the Knight of Wands to the Two of Swords. All right, I think, you, like the previous person, you got to quit talking about things and really do it, because I think your career could really take off, and I think it could take off in a big way. But you've got to make some decisions, all right, when it comes to, how you approach things or where you're going to go, because a lot of times when we have the Knight show up, I mean, this is somebody who, may get ahead of themselves, all right, because you got, big ambitions and things like that. But we also have the Judgment card coming in reverse, all right? So when it comes to your work and what you do, make sure you want to do it, all right? Just don't do it just to do it. Do it because you want to do it. And I think that's where you'll have success. And I think you'll be able to get yourself in a position, where, you can really enjoy what it is that you are doing, all right? But don't be blind, going into things, really see things through and get a real big idea, because you don't want to get into something that now you can't get out of. So don't get ahead of yourself when it comes to your job. You can have the goal in front of you, but don't step in front of yourself when it comes to, reaching that goal. So I hope that made sense for you. All right, Mr. Wizard? All right, Shukla Hedge Tarot, welcome. Shukla, is that how I say it? Shukla Hedge Tarot? I'm going to read for another tarot reader. I love reading for other tarot readers. I always hope that a tarot reader will read for me. Maybe you pull a card for me, huh, Shukla? All right, let's find out what the tarot reader has to say. What card does the tarot reader have to say to the other tarot reader? All right, Shukla, this card's for you. What do I have for you? We have the Ten of Wands coming in reverse. Listen, time for you to delegate things out. You don't have to do it all. I think you overwhelm yourself. When we have the Ten of Wands coming in reverse, it's like you can't do it all. You can't be on this part of town and that part of town at the same time. You can't be doing this and doing that at the same time. You can't say yes to everything knowing that, it's going to be really hard for you to fulfill. This is about you needing to let go of some of the weight, some of the responsibility, some of the baggage that you may have been carrying, all right? So let this come to an end, because it's no fun going uphill with all this weight, and if you want to reach your goals and get to where you got to get to, maybe what you need to do is let go of some of the heaviness and some of the responsibilities that you are doing. Let other people help, all right? Do not be afraid to let people help you, all right? That's what I got for you, Shukla. Mandy Gregory, welcome in. Hi, Amit. I haven't seen you in a while. Doctors. Nice to see you. Let me pull a card for Mandy. Grateful, thankful for my friend Mandy. If you guys would like me to pull a card, let me know. All right, Mandy, let's see what's going on for you. Mandy. I hope that made sense, Shukla. That was your card. Ten of Wands reverse. All right, Mandy. Mandy Gregory. All right, Mandy, listen, I think, if there's something you're thinking about investing in, we have the Four of Pentacles here, I think it's a good payoff. So whatever this is, the Queen of Pentacles, it's something practical. I can only imagine the Queen coming up like, with something that, whatever it is, it's quality, it's got stability, it's got longevity. So whatever it is you're thinking about investing in, I know it's going to cost a pretty penny. You might have to dip into your savings. Mandy, I feel like it's a good investment, all right? You know, so it definitely has some longevity to it and some staying power. And if it's around, you know, investing in a new opportunity that would bring you more money, I just see it working. Right, Mandy? So do it. I think good things are coming to you when it comes to your finances and money. All right? All right, man, you guys are starting to really fill up the chat room. Let's see. Amruta, you'd like to be able to draw some messages about when an aligned work opportunity arises? Let's find out, Amruta. You're welcome, Mandy. All right, Amruta, let's find out. Let's see about a work opportunity for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Amruta. All right, work opportunities. I do see one. Look, we got the King of Wands coming in. Either you working with someone like this king. This guy's very creative, very entrepreneurial, like very business oriented. And I feel like there could be an opportunity that's pretty international, pretty worldly. You know, he's pointing to the world here. So I do see an improvement when it comes to your work opportunities. You know, because he is the King of Wands, we're looking at fire sign. So, I mean, this could be, let's see, the fire sign coming up would be Sagittarius. So it could be, you know, anytime between now and November, you might get this opportunity. But very, very charming man has a great idea that, you know, might be just really good for you. So I like that for you, Amruta. All right, 8 doctors. What do I need to forecast? Your interview and your career. 8 doctors. Let's find out what's going on for the doctor. What's going on for the good doctor, the interview, and the career? One card for 8 doctors. Grateful, thankful for the messages for the doctor out there. What can I tell the doctor? Maybe around the interview, maybe around the career. What can you tell me to tell the doctor? All right, listen, we get the 9 of Cups. So I feel like you don't get something that you're after. All right, when we have the 9 of Cups coming in, this is a wish card. It's coming in reverse. I don't feel like you get the job or, you know, this interview that we were kind of shuffling for. Yeah, and you know what? It wasn't right for you. All right, Judgment cards coming in reverse. It really, you know, this is saying, all right, this is a good move for you. But I'm feeling like it wasn't a good fit for you. So don't be too disappointed. Because what follows, I feel, is exactly what comes for you, all right? So not this job. I don't feel like it's good for you, but I do feel like, you know, and again, you know, this is Sagittarius kind of energy. I'm feeling maybe by November, something good will come through for you, the 8 doctors, right? All right, Louise Gilbert, how are you? Nice to see you in the house. You're going for an interview at the end of July. All right, fingers crossed. I think we pulled for you and you do get the job. So let's see what the cards have to say today for you, Louise. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Louise. She's going for an interview at the end of July. Oh, we have a lot of career readings showing up. Let's see what's going on for Louise. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Louise. Let's see. All right, Louise, you know, it's funny. You know, we have the Knight of Cups coming in with the Moon card. A lot of competition. And I feel like you're up against some really stiff competition for the position. Whether or not you get it really depends on your confidence. You know, when you go into that interview, I feel like you have really got to give it your all right, and not hold back, because the Knight of Swords, you know, this is an energy of going against all odds. And if this is the job that you really want, you need to really present yourself and not hold back, because the Moon card can be pretty shy. The Moon card can say, oh, I don't really want to open up. I don't really want, but it's exactly what it wants you to do. If you want this job and you want to get down that road, then you need to not be afraid to go up against, you know, the competition, because I think you could be up against stiff competition, but I don't think they're going to take them as serious as they're going to take you. So that's what I've got for you, Louise, for this upcoming interview. I hope that helps you. All right, let's see, Amit. Amit, are you going to get a new love? Or or should you try to contact Zendaya? Let's look for the new one. I'm a big fan of going for the new, right? You know, because we already had someone. Confidence, Louise. Confidence. Wear comfortable clothes, clothes that you feel confident in, good shoes, you know, look good, wear your hair that makes you the most confident. Just be confident from head to toe, inside and out, all right? Against all odds. All right, Amit, let's find out. Will you get a new love? Grateful, thankful for the energies of Amit. All right, look, I'm not feeling like there's a new love coming through. Not for a while. I see you alone for a little bit, all right? At least through, you know, the 6th, at least through the summertime. Yeah, I do. I see you alone for a while, Amit. We have the Hermit card, we have the 5 of Pentacles, and we have the 6 of Wands. So I'm just not feeling like love is in the cards for you. At least not right now. All right, we got Lamia. Welcome in. Master Priyaneshu, is that how we say that? Carolina, you want to know if you should go to the beach this weekend? Let's find out. So Carolina, go to the beach. Upright for yes, reverse for no. Should Carolina go to the beach this weekend? Inquiring minds want to know. Should she go to the beach? Oh, I got a no on that. I don't think you would enjoy yourself, all right? Because the 4 of Wands is having a good time. It's reversed. Why shouldn't you go? There's something else I feel like you need to do instead of going to the beach. The 3 of Wands, you know, going somewhere, making something happen. But I just feel like the beach isn't it. Not this weekend. Not for you, Carolina. But if you go, I mean, I think you'll pull it out. I don't think it's really what's going to happen. All right. Who else is out there? Michelle, welcome in, Michelle. John Peter, how are you? Nice to see you. Career guidance for John Peter. What can you tell me to tell John Peter? Grateful, thankful for the messages for John Peter. Hi, Jill, welcome in. All right, John Peter, one more shuffle for you. Let's find out. John Peter, career guidance. Man, boy, things started to just kind of like get out of control. What does that mean? All right, John Peter, what do we got going on for you? 3 of Cups coming in to the 6 of Cups. All right, listen, when it comes to career, I feel like, you know, maybe some of the people you work with, you don't always get along with. But I feel like, you know, if you start looking at something that you did when you were younger, I think you feel a lot better because I don't think you're as happy as where you could be. And I think if you were doing something that, you know, maybe something from your past that you always enjoyed doing, maybe you need to start looking at that because I'm just feeling, John Peter, that this energy of the 3 of Cups, I mean, this isn't you enjoying yourself. And then the 8 of Swords, I mean, a lot of mental energy. But the 6 of Cups is like, yeah, but there's something you do from your past. Something that, you know, you would rather be doing. And I think that's what you need to be looking at, John Peter. All right? That's what I got for you. The Phoenix is here. Hi, Phoenix. I'm going to find out what's next in love for the Phoenix 1111. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Phoenix. And then I'll pull one for you, Lamia, okay? Grateful, thankful for the messages. Who was I reading for? Phoenix. All right, Phoenix. Looking for a message for Phoenix. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Phoenix. All right, let's find out. All right, we got the 3 of Pentacles coming in for you, Phoenix, and the Hermit. Do not be afraid to put yourself out there. All right, if there's something that you've been working on, right? 3 of Pentacles. I feel like, you know, people have also helped you with this, you know, giving you some good advice or good critiques, or maybe you worked with someone else. But the Hermit coming in reverse says, why aren't you putting yourself out there? Put yourself out there. All right, Phoenix, it's time to take the next step. All right, it's time to, you know, do the next step when it comes to your work and what it is that you are doing. You are ready for it. You're in the Hermit's place. You know, the Hermit is a wise elder. All right, you've been through it, you've done it, you're experienced. It's time for you to get out there. All right, Phoenix. All right, Lamia. I was going to pull a card for you. Is there still a chance for you and Omar to be together? Let's find out. Lamia wants to know whether or not her and Omar have an opportunity to be together. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Lamia. Yes or no? Upright for yes, reverse for no. What can you tell me to tell Lamia? All right, listen. I feel like it's coming to an end. I do think that you're going to see each other one more time, and I don't think it's going to go well. All right, when we have the Ten of Swords, it brings a real painful kind of ending. So I think it's over between you and Omar, Lamia. I think it has really, really ended. All right? And if you were to see him again, I think it would only be reinforced that it's really over. So, you know, if it's over, let it be. To try to go back and get it, I think it's only going to bring up something even more painful than how you're feeling now. All right, Lamia? So be careful with that. All right, who else is out there? There was someone else right there around Lamia. Was it Carolina? We got, oh, Mitchell. He's got a little message for all of us if you want to read it. Tracer Eraser. All right, Carolina, I knew you were there. Should you stay home and fix organizing my room after a big move to Florida? Well, the energy was not to go to the beach, you know, and the Three of Wands clarified it. So I feel like, Carolina, you've got to, you know, make those things that you need happen, you know, that are going to make you feel good. So I would stay home and organize things. All right, let's see, Jill, how are you? What kind of job should you be looking for, Jill? Let's find out. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Jill. I think I'm going to start to wrap this up. So any last timers or like last call, right? Last call if you want a card pull. All right, let's see what's going on for you. Who am I reading for? Jill. What kind of job should you look for, Jill? Grateful, thankful. You're welcome, Carolina. Let's see what's going on for Jill. Jill needs to know what kind of a job should Jill be looking for. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Jill. What can you tell me to tell Jill? All right, listen, Jill, I feel as if, you know, you need to believe in yourself a little bit more. You come up as the Queen of Cups coming in reverse. I think you have a lot of gifts. I think you have a lot of healing gifts. I think you have a lot of psychic gifts. If you wanted to be a nurse, that would be a great profession for you. If you wanted to go into the healing arts, massage therapy, Reiki, if you want to do tarot, I think you would be good when it comes to the healing arts, and that's the kind of job that, you know, maybe you should be looking for. You know, maybe, you know, there's something you want to do. Maybe like me, you would love to read tarot, but, you know, you're afraid of how people would respond. I mean, I went through that. You know, it took me a while to tell people what it was I was doing, you know, because of their reaction. You know, but don't be afraid. If this is what you want to do and this is who you are, and you are a healer type of person, then be the healer that you are. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Jill. All right, listen, Tracer Eraser 77. Are you out there? Let's see if we can pull a card for you. All right, Tracer. General card pull. Feeling very down and out lately. We want to cheer up Tracer Eraser. What can you tell me to tell Tracer Eraser 77? Feeling a little down and out. What can you tell me to tell Tracer Eraser? Grateful, thankful. All right, let's see. Tracer, you ready? I've got the Sun card. You know, I think, you know, it's one of these things with the King of Wands coming in reverse. You know, I think you got to quit talking about things. You know, if there's something you want to do that you would love to do, do it, you know, because when this guy shows up reverse, you know, he talks in circles. He talks about things. Actions are louder than words. And I think you need to start backing up your words with some actions, and then you'll be happy. All right, so, yeah, I'm just feeling, you know, and if you're doing things, you know, that are keeping you from being happy and, you know, then I think, you know, there is a new dawn. I do see that you've got to let go of the stress. You let go of the anxiety. I do see that there is this new dawn here We got the sun, we got the sun. So, you know, Tracer, I feel as if you need to be proactive, all right? Depression hates a moving target. A friend of mine wrote a book, that's the title of it, you know, and it has great meaning and depth, all right? You've got to take action if you want to pull yourself out. And the minute you start, you know, following through on all these things that you want to do, you're going to be happy, all right? So it's all on you, Tracer. I know, mentally exhausted. That's why, you know, if you're mentally exhausted, you got to start pointing all of that energy into you that's going to make you happy, you know, because you can't work if your battery is depleted. Thanks, I am. I really appreciate the support there. Phoenix, 1111. Didn't I not read for you? What are your ex-husband's current feelings towards you after the separation? All right, Phoenix, I'm going to end with you, all right, because I'm feeling like it's time. I'm starting to, like, wane in energy. Yep. Mr. Sam, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Sam. May it be a good year around the sun for you. All right, Phoenix, listen, this is your card towards your ex-husband. What are their feelings since the separation? You know, listen, I feel as if the whole thing was, you know, pretty selfish. I think they're feeling like you got everything, they didn't. I mean, they're not happy with the whole separation because I feel like they didn't get what they really wanted out of the whole deal. So that's what I'm feeling about him, Phoenix. All right, everybody throw in a happy birthday for Mr. Sam, Jay Shree. Will your crush propose to you? Will your relationship work out? Well, if it's a crush, I mean, how serious can it be, Jay? You know, so look, I feel like this relationship is all in your head. If you want it to work, you got to bring it into reality, all right, and ground it down. Because if it's just a crush, then there's nothing really there, right? And if it's a love relationship, then, you know, make it work. Put the work in. All right, everybody, happy birthday to you, Sam. Maybe a good year around the sun again, you know, lots of good things, you know, maybe something really, you know, surprising or magical happens to you today, Sam. Lift your spirits up and let you know that you are loved by the universe. All right, listen, with that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you, everyone, for the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes, all of the good stuff that you guys do and bring to me. All right, really appreciate you all. And I'll see you all here in a few days. I'll be back. Check out my other readings that are going to be posted, Tarot Today and all that good stuff. Hit like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you later. Bye now.